Greetings everybody, Zed here. Today, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with our best boy, Wriothesley. As you guys may or may not know, I have a C6 Wriothesley, and today we are going to do a crit fishing experiment where I see how much damage I can do with his charged attack. Now, we've done this in the past. I did this with Mavuika in a prior video. I've done this with Arlecchino in a prior video. Check those videos out if you missed them. But today, we're going to do it with our third character. I'm going to do that with Wriothesley here. Now, how did I come up with this team? You can see behind me on the website, this is the Genshin Optimizer. It's a website where I basically plug in all of my artifacts, plug in all of my character statistics, and fiddle around with it to try to come up with a team that maximizes this charged attack damage. A few things, I want to get into the showcase as quickly as possible, but I do want to go over a few things really quickly, what we're going to be doing here. This is a whale team, guys. You guys who regularly watch my channel, you guys know I'm a huge whale. This is totally unrelatable content. I apologize, but yeah, that's just what we do here. We have C6 Wriothesley, C6 Mavuika, C6 Jalonen, C6 Kazuha. You'll notice the artifacts that I have on everybody. We're running Mavuika on Instructor. This basically gives the whole team an elemental mastery boost when she does an elemental reaction. Jalonen, Cinder City. She's a great catalyst for Cinder City to get off all the buffs, basically giving us a huge amount of pyro damage bonus with Cinder City. Kazuha, Viridescent Venerer, no surprise there. Reducing elemental resistances on the enemy, always great there. You'll notice for weapon choices, we actually have Wriothesley on Tome of Eternal Flow. Every single test I did, Eternal Flow came out ahead of his main signature weapon, Cash Flow. This is because of the crit damage main stat, I believe. They're actually very close in power level. It's really just that with crit fishing, you really want a crit damage weapon over a crit rate weapon. Crit rate means nothing when it comes to crit rate fishing. It just means you're going to crit more often, but that doesn't improve your damage. You would rather make more attempts to try to get as high damage as possible, even if the crit rate is really low and you have to try multiple times. It's worth it to get that extra bit of damage out. So Eternal Flow being a crit damage weapon makes a huge difference here. We have that at R5. Mavuika's weapon. We're just using a 1-star weapon on Mavuika. Her stats do not matter for her support capabilities. She literally, it doesn't matter what her stats are. So we actually want to have a 1-star weapon because we don't want her to do a lot of damage. That can cause problems. She can kill things too quickly and that can cause issues. So literally we just want her for support abilities and her ability to apply pyro. Jalonen, we have her on Peak Patrol Song. No surprises there. R5, that is a great weapon for her support capabilities. All you have to do is make sure you have 3200 defense for the passive on Peak Patrol Song to cap out. But keep in mind, when you have her C4, she actually has her C4 where the next 6 attacks your main DPS does are enhanced by her defense stats. I'll show later, but her defense is over 4,000 defense. We have her artifact set peaked out with as much defense as possible. Kazuha, we're using Freedom Sworn. Freedom Sworn, obviously his best support weapon. It not only gives him more elemental mastery, it helps boost Wriothesley's charge attack damage as well, I believe by 32% at R5. Really crazy weapon for him, no surprises there. One thing I do also want to mention about Kazuha is his elemental mastery matters quite a bit as well. He has his, I believe, A4 passive, which gives more elemental damage bonus to your main DPS when he has more elemental mastery. Oh, yes, and one last thing. Obviously, I use the Genshin Optimizer here. I do generate a build for him. We're going to be using not 4-piece Marechaussee like you normally would use. If you want to maximize damage, generally a 2-piece is going to do the trick better. 4-piece sets are generally better when you want like full rotation damage to be better. But if you're just going for one single solitary hit, you basically usually generally want a 2-piece combo. So some of the sets I have instilled here that are activated in the Genshin Optimizer to maximize damage. We have like 2-piece Blizzard Strayer, a lot of the 2-piece generalist attack sets, 2-piece generalist elemental mastery sets, 2-piece Marechaussee, which has a nice bonus where it increases charge attack damage by 15%. I think that really covers it there. We're also taking into account some bonus stats. I'm going to be using the 5-star Adeptus Temptation food for 372 attack. And we're also going to be using the cryo damage bonus 25% elemental potion. After plugging in all of the desired stats that I might possibly want as main stats on my Sands, Goblet, and Circlet, we basically are good to generate a build. Now, keep in mind, I've already done this. I've selected Charge Attack, Rebuke, Vaulting Fist damage, so it's optimizing for that damage. And then we're obviously plugging in, we want to make sure that that hit melts. And then we're plugging in crit hit damage because all we care about is not like the average damage, but just how big of a crit hit damage can we get regardless of crit rate. So this is the build that we have here. Again, we're on Tome of Eternal Flow. We have 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Whimsy. So, and then we have a nice off-piece Cinder City set here. Now you notice the pieces that I'm using favor crit damage very highly. Our Sands is this Sands is basically going to be used on every single crit fishing video I'll probably ever do. 42.7 crit damage on an attack Sands is insane. We have a nice off-piece Feather with 35.7 crit damage, some attacks, some EM. Very, very cool. All the other pieces are basically like that. Cryo damage Goblet, same thing. High EM, high crit damage, some attack. Attack Circlet is very, very interesting. Not a crit damage Circlet. I find that actually kind of fascinating. But this is a pretty good attack Circlet as well. 22.5% crit damage with 65 EM. Pretty crazy. 86 EM on the Flower. Actually insane. You can see here, this is the damage we are going for today. 1,055,814 damage. So let's put these artifacts on our Wriothesley, make sure our supports are fully built, and let's get into it. All right, guys, so here we are in game. This is basically the build we have set up. You can see I put the 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Whimsy that we have. We are going to, oops, I should probably switch to Tome here. That's going to make a huge difference. And then you can see these are my Wriothesley stats. We have 2,350 attack, 245 elemental mastery, and then we have 318% crit damage. Obviously, crit rate does not matter here, and energy recharge does not matter as well. All right, guys, so before I make my first attempt here, I kind of want to just give you guys a rundown of what exactly I'm going to be doing here and what I'm going to be doing to make this attempt. Now, I am not an extreme theory crafter. I just kind of do the best with the information that I have. I'm very curious about how to do things, pull off good rotations, but I don't have all of the information. I am not a perfect encyclopedia for this stuff. So this is kind of the best thing I could come up with, but I want you guys to kind of be comfortable with what I'm doing and understanding what I'm doing, because I may have to make clarifications later on things, and I want you guys just to kind of be able to follow along with me. So luckily, Wriothesley is a Catalyst character. He can easily apply cryo with his normal attacks. So here is how I feel like we should be doing it. God, he is so sexy. What the hell? I haven't played with him in so long. Okay, so basically what we do, we apply cryo with his normal attacks. I'm going to switch to Zalona and do a skill to N. This applies the Cinder City buff and also does Peak Patrol Song. Go back into Wriothesley, apply some more cryo. Kazuha, Swirl for Viridescent. Mawika, we skill, we burst. This activates all of her buffs and debuffs. Go back into Wriothesley, skill, N5. Hopefully Pyro Aura is still there for the charge attacks. We go off, boom. Okay, that didn't even crit, so. But yeah, that's kind of the rundown there, guys. That's what we need to be aiming for. So let's go ahead and apply our nice little food buffs here. Let's see what we can do, guys. I'm super excited. Critting is going to be kind of an issue, but luckily this food also gives 12% crit rate, so that's really nice. That's going to help us quite a bit. We're probably going to crit about 1/3 of the time, so keep that in mind. It might be a lot of attempts, because 2 out of 3 attempts we're just going to whiff and not crit at all. All right, let's go. Bro, I'm so nervous. I get so nervous every time I try to do these things. I'm like, is this gonna happen fast, or am I in for like an hour of testing? Like, I usually generally have no idea. All right, here we go.
Burn it down. Wrath from the sky.
Skill. Let's go. Okay, wait a minute. What was that? 250,000 damage. I feel like that was 250,000 damage.
Let's go.
Okay, luckily that rotation is pretty fast. I don't really have to farm too much. I do need to make sure Mawika's fighting spirit is maxed out before I make a second attempt. The more fighting spirit she uses when she bursts, the more damage she gives to your DPS character. So we have to make sure the fighting spirit is completely maxed out. Luckily in this rotation, we don't need Jalonen's burst or Kazuha's burst. So that's actually really nice. We don't need Wriothesley's burst. So really bursts are inconsequential to what we're doing here. It's really just making sure Mawika's fighting spirit is 200 before we make an attempt. Now you'll notice here too, I have a glorious rebuke stack already. You'll notice Wriothesley is glowing red here. This means he has glorious rebuke, which means he should theoretically, after I skill, do his huge attack damage on a charge attack. The only issue I have here is he does get some extra attack from his passive ability, his A4 passive, where after his HP goes up and down, he gains attack. So that's kind of the only reason I like to do an N5 combo beforehand. So we're still testing. I'm not sure exactly how all of that is playing out, but let's give it another try before our buffs wear off.
Pyroclastic surge!
A moment, please.
Oh, okay, that was 600,000. Bro, 600,000. Man, we need to get to 1 million, though. We need to get to 1 million. This is going to be rough.
Burn it down! Light of the blazing sun!
Way now.
608! 608! I'm really curious if I go back into my calculations here and just look at the calculations. What happens if I remove Jalonen's C4? Because that is kind of what I'm worried about the most, is her C4 might not be triggering because we're doing so many cryo attacks before we actually get to the charge attack. Goes to 828, 126, which we're not even getting there, guys. We're only at 600,000. So let's keep trying. Let's keep trying. 608, 608. If you guys didn't know, the C6 doubles the attack, basically. Just repeats it.
Light it up! Wrath from the sky!
Let's begin.
No, no crit. Okay. Okay, I get it. No crit. We're not gonna crit. It's fine. It's fine.
Burn it down! Wrath from the sky!
608 again! Wait, what is happening? Why do I keep doing 608, 608? He has to burst.
Let's run!
He has to burst. Kazuha has to burst. I just forgot. Kazuha has to burst. It can't be a skill. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Kazuha's C2 creates a Kazuha slash. He has to burst. If he doesn't burst, he doesn't give the C2. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Well, that changes a lot, because now I have to make sure Kazuha has his burst up every single time I make an attempt, which is kind of annoying. Oop, I didn't burst.
The birds come!
I'm so used to not bursting.
Let's begin.
Wait, is it removing the pyro aura, though, from the burst? Oh, it's removing the pyro aura when I burst. Do I have to E with Kazuha to swirl cryo and then burst to soak up pyro from Mawika after? Oh my god, that might be what I have to do. It's kind of crazy though. Oh my god, guys, this is gonna get more complicated than I thought. Bro, that's actually gonna be really tricky. Cause I need if Kazuha's burst absorbs cryo, the pyro aura is fucked. Let's just be honest. It's cooked. It's done. It's gone. It has to be a pyro swirl on the burst. I think I have a good idea what to do now. Let's try it. This is gonna make it way more trickier though.
Light it up! Light of the blazing sun!
As one with wind.
Something like this. Okay, that was... It didn't crit, so it was hard to tell, like, if it worked or not. Okay, all right. We just have to keep... We just have to keep trying.
Light it up! Wrath from the sky!
Clouds high. The birds come.
Way now.
Oh god, the problem is too, he gets thrown in the air from the swirls. Like the swirls are like throwing him around. That's gonna be, oh, this is gonna be so painful.
Hear the echoes of the valley! Burn it down! Pyroclastic surge!
Falling leaves. Adorn my night.
Let's begin.
Let's go! 709! Okay! 709! Oh! A little bit better! 100,000 more! 709. Bro. What's falling off? There's something is falling off. It's either Viridescent, Jalonin C4... I'm honestly not sure. What am I worried about? The C4 on Jalonin I'm worried about. I'm worried that we're not getting that necessarily. And then, like, something else might be falling off. Like, I don't know. What if we lost Viridescent Venerer? Oh my god, guys, I think that's what it is. When I take off the Viridescent Venerer buffs, this is the number I get. I take off Jalonin C4 and Viridescent Venerer. If I don't include those two into the calculation, this is what we end up with, 707. It's, I mean, there could be rounding issues. There's generally rounding issues. So having it be 708 would definitely make sense. I think what I need to try from here is pre-farming the Rebuke stack, switching into Wriothesley, ignoring the N5 string, and just doing a charge attack. Because I think that will ensure that the Jalonin buff goes off, and Viridescent Venerer won't fall off either. The only thing I'm worried about is Wriothesley's passive, because we're probably not going to get this, right? The A4. He gets 5 stacks when his HP goes up and down. And if he's not doing his normal attack string, you know, he's not getting the up and down HP thing. Like, if I switch off Wriothesley and switch back into him, he still has Glorious Rebuke. So I think that's what I need to do. I need to make sure... I'm just going to pre-farm it and go into it and give that a try. His HP is low, too, so maybe we get some healing off of Jalonin? I'm not sure.
Let the mountain flames boil! Pyroclastic surge!
Falling leaves. Adorn my night.
A moment, please.
Oh, I missed! Fuck, I missed. I have to make sure he's right in front of me. Otherwise, I'm cooked.
Hear the echoes of the valley! Light it up! Light of the blazing sun!
Clouds high. The birds come.
Way now.
Did I see 855? 855. Am I crazy? I don't know if I saw 855. It looked like 855, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, he has rebuke, so that's good. We're just gonna keep pushing and see if we can do it. I mean, we've gotten over 800,000, which I think is pretty impressive so far.
Wind strike.
Light of the blazing sun!
As one with wind and cloud.
A moment, please.
That's at 831! On the bottom, 831. Am I crazy, guys? It's at 831. Why are the two numbers different though? That's so confusing. Because it's supposed to just be the same number twice. We do get 10% crit rate from this, by the way. I kind of forgot about that. It just deals the same amount of damage. Unless it's like 2 instances of damage, and like because the Jalonen C4 applies 6 times, it's only applying to one of them or something. That could be a possibility. Oh, I'm so cooked, guys. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things going on here I'm not fully sure about. Maybe there's something else I'm missing, that when you don't do an N5 combo with Wriothesley before the charge attack, like, is there something else that makes it so it won't do the amount of damage it should do? That's kind of another thing that I'm not fully aware. Like, I can't think of anything specifically, but like, maybe? I don't think so. Once he's earned the stack, you know?
Bring it!
Well, that's something to think about too.
Pyroclastic surge!
Fallen leaves.
I should only be doing one hit with,
Now.
Bro, I can't. I should only be doing one hit with Wriothesley. If I attack twice before I do Kazuha's Swirl, it does it does consume a stack for Jalonen, so that's not good. I do need to just do one attack. See, one attack there.
Light of the blazing sun!
As one with wind and cloud.
Let's begin.
Oh, no crit. Are we making progress? I don't know. It feels like we're making progress, but we're not quite there. I would like to at least see 900,000. If I saw 900,000, I feel like I'd be very happy with that. I mean, I feel like we've done 820, something like that. It's hard to say for sure.
Bring it! Burn it down! Light of the blazing sun!
As one with wind and cloud.
Let's begin.
Yeah, it's like 328, 828. That seems to be where I cap out.
Pyroclastic surge!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Away now.
There we go, 885! 885! Bro, that was it. I walked away from him to do the E, so the E didn't actually hurt him, and then went in and did the double charge. And I think that made it so that the second attack from the C6 actually did both of the damages. Now, why am I only getting 885? That's the question. Something is still falling off. So that kind of tells me that the C4 for Jalonen is actually working. What is it that could be making it 885 instead of what I really want? I'm kind of doing this thing where I, like, after I do Kazuha's Burst, I pull towards me and then use Ryo's E to go back. 774, man. You get the nice double number, but like it doesn't, it's just not hitting the way that it should. And I don't know if it's the team's clunkiness or if it's something I'm specifically doing wrong, something I'm not factoring in, something I'm not considering. Is there some kind of like buff that I'm not thinking about? What buffs are falling off that are making it not work?
Rise with the sun! Light of the blazing sun!
As one with wind and cloud.
A moment, please.
896! 896! Okay, Okay, that's pretty darn good. 896, 896. Wait, okay, it wasn't quite 900K, but it was so close. Oh my god. Guys, doing the pulling Wriothesley towards me and then letting him E and move forward and then doing the charge attack, that's actually kind of huge. It feels a lot more comfortable than when I kind of just randomly go off to the left or the right. Like, it definitely feels a little better.
Burn it down! Light of the blazing sun!
Clouds high. The birds come. More.
885! Ah! The moving towards me and then eating into him and then uppercutting is very, very satisfying. It's definitely working more consistently for me. It's just, man, I would love to get that juicy 900K, and I don't know what's falling off to make that not happen. But I want it so bad. All right, guys, this is going to be my last try, 100%. I'm so cooked if I can't get this. I think I'm just gonna be done. Hopefully my buffs don't wear off.
Clouds high. The birds come.
We didn't crit and we just straight up died after doing 150K. Guys, I think this is it for me. I've been trying for like 2 hours. Look at my buffs. Look at my buffs. I have 7 and 4. I don't even know how many I started, but I feel like I started with like 20 of each, 15 and 20 or something like that. We still did good, I think. I mean, I would have loved to have hit 900K, but we didn't get there. I'm not sure exactly what's happening. I might need to look at the calcs and be like, what? Why am I missing like 100K damage?
Legacy.
We slowly made incremental process. We started at like 600K and we slowly got to almost 900K, which is really, really nice. Beware of enemies. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me suffer and toil over this. Again, if you guys know down below what I may have been doing wrong, what might have just not been syncing, it might be impossible for this team to do more than that because of the way the characters just interact with each other. Maybe there's no way. Maybe there is a better way. Maybe there's a rotational issue. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.